I have recently fallen in love with thrillers, especially when you add a little bit of spice, baby. These books I'm going to talk about today are thrillers, but they do have romance in them. And I feel like these books here, if you haven't read thrillers before or you want to start reading them, but you are a solid romance reader, these books are the perfect gateway into thrillers because each book, even though the romance isn't a part of the main plot, it is included in the story. So you can enjoy a little bit of smut here and there, some butterflies here and there. Ultimately, these are suspense thrillers and I love them, bitch. They give me everything that I'm looking for. They're dark, twisty. So if you're looking for some thrillers but you don't know where to start, this is the video for you, doll. This is the video for you. I'm going to have to claw clip my hair because I'm sweating. It's meant to be autumn right now and I don't know what the fuck the weather's doing. Yesterday was 37 degrees in autumn. Like, what? I feel like I am Regina George's mum in this pink tracksuit. I don't want to babble too long, baby boo, because I want you guys to get these recs and fucking read them, all right? They are fire. Let's get into it. The first book I want to suggest is Verity by Colleen Hoover, okay? I feel like everyone's kind of read this. This was my first, like, suspense thriller with a little bit of spice, okay? And I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's my favorite coho book. Like, my God, girlfriend. Ditch the romance and the women's fiction and just write this shit because this was so good. It's the only book that's given me creepy feels and vibes to the point that I had to close the book in the middle of the night because I was like, something's gonna happen to me. Like, I'm too fucking scared right now. Verity is about a heroine who ends up getting hired to ghostwrite her favorite author's series because her favorite author, Verity, has been in an incident where she is now paralyzed and can't finish this series off herself. So Loan gets hired by Verity's husband and she travels to Verity's house to go through like her office and to like study her so she can ghostwrite the rest of this series as best as she can. She really needs to get into Verity's mind and learn her writing style, her lifestyle, and everything about her. But while she's researching in Verity's home office, she comes across this biography that Verity has privately written. And she reads this biography to get to know Verity, but she uncovers so much more. My God, did I love this book. I loved it so much. And I feel like this is the perfect book to read if you're wanting to dive into thrillers, but you still want romance to be kind of highlighted and be the front of the story. It's so good, man. It's the best coho has ever written, in my personal opinion. Next up, we have The Wife Upstairs. This is very similar to Verity in a sense. Like, you get the same type of vibes. Picture Desperate Housewives, okay? Do you know that show? All right, we've got like Desperate Housewives vibes, but it's set in Alabama. I feel like I just said Alabama really weird. I don't know, I'm not American, so forgive me, bitch. So we've got Jane, right? She is kind of like running from her past. She ends up like finding this neighborhood where all these rich people live and she gets hired to be a dog walker. There's this widowed man called Eddie and she ends up getting hired by him to walk his dog. But while she's like working for him and her end up falling for each other and a romance blossoms and blooms, bitch. But the history of why Eddie is a widowed husband, what happened to his wife, is haunting Jane and her new life, her new relationship, and the friendships she has created in this like rich community. This was really good. This was really, really good. I've seen a bunch of books from Rachel Hawkins on Amazon, Goodreads, and I'm ready to read more of her stuff because I really enjoyed this and I definitely got like Verity vibes from it. Eddie and Jane's relationship is very much a part of this plot and a part of this story, but there's just some twists and turns, bitch, okay? That kind of jump out at you and you don't see them coming. So then we have The Perfect Marriage. This is blown the fuck up, okay? I've seen it on TikTok, Instagram, BookTube, like recently. I feel like everyone's been reading this. I read this last year. Someone had suggested it to me because I was in a reading slump. They were like, hey, try this. I know you love Verity, you might enjoy this. So I read it and I did really enjoy this. Though I did find this to have a bit of a predictable ending, and that's something that I don't enjoy if I'm gonna read a thriller. I don't wanna read the first page and be like, I know what the fuck is up. This one was a little bit predictable. And I feel like the ending wrapped up a little bit too easy. But in saying that, it was still a really good read. Sarah is married and she's a successful defense attorney. Her marriage has kind of gone down the drain in the sense that she's just been focusing so much on work that she's kind of forgotten about her husband, the man that she married and is in love with. Her husband is a writer and they own a kind of vacation house, a lake house of some sort, and he often goes there to write his novels and to get work done. She gets a phone call one day that her husband has been arrested, right? Arrested for the murder of his mistress. Sarah comes face to face with her husband who has been cheating on her, that she didn't know was cheating on her until she got this phone call, right? So she's shocked by that and she's just like, wow, you've been cheating on me this entire time. But not only that, you've brutally murdered your mistress in our lake house. She doesn't quite believe that he should be a suspect. So she becomes his defense attorney and wants to prove that he is not guilty. What? First off, okay, let's have a chat. If my husband cheated on me and I was a lawyer, there'd be no fucking way that I would defend this motherfucker. Like, absolutely not. I would be throwing him to the wolves, bitch. Throwing him to the wolves and gathering up all his shit and lighting it on fucking fire. This bitch, no. This bitch is different though. She's not me. She wants to defend her husband. So then she has to go through the entire case. She has to learn about this mistress, learn more about her husband that she didn't know. And it's kind of one of those stories where like you're trying to guess who did it the entire time. So it's a bit of a murder mystery. I feel like it's a bit more of a murder mystery than it is like a thriller, though there is some parts of it you're like, huh? Then we have the housemaid honey bunny, Frida McFadden, doll. I'm going to be reading her entire fucking backlist because just her writing style is so easy to read. Like, I am an easy reader. Does that make sense? Like, I want shit to play in my head like a movie. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to like have to figure out what the fuck you're writing. I just want it to be like effortless, flowy, and it's just like melts into my brain and like gives me a dopamine hit, bitch. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. This I also had seen recently everywhere, and I actually chose this to be my book club read. If you didn't know, I have a book club with Audrey on Facebook. I'll leave the link down below. It's called Hot Girls Who Read, because we're all hot. And I had read this and then I was like, this is the perfect book for our book club. So I made everyone else read it and everyone fucking loved it and I loved it. And it definitely gives more Verity vibes than any of the other books. And I really like this. It creeped me the fuck out and I did not see the twists coming. There's multiple twists and I didn't see them coming and I was just like, what the fuck, bitch? My brain was just like, couldn't believe it. Millie finds it quite hard to hold down a job and get a job, and she's currently homeless as well. So when she sees this advertisement to be an in-house maid to these really rich people, she was like, fuck it, let's do it, bitch. She meets Nina, who is the wife, and they hit it off. She gets the job straight away, but as soon as she moves in, Nina flips on her. And Nina is this neurotic, chaotic, fucking hot mess of a woman who is just cuckoo manunu, if I do say so myself. Okay, I don't like to throw around that people are crazy, but this bitch definitely comes off. Her energy, everything about her, I'm just like, whoa, you are crazy. And she's super creepy. So like, Millie is so confused because when she did the interview with Nina, she was like totally different. But now that she's living with her, not only that, Millie lives upstairs in the attic, and there's a lock only on the outside of the door, and behind the door, when you shut the door and you're in the bedroom, there's scratch marks on the door. And Millie is like, this is bad. I'm getting bad vibes. There's juju here, bitch. There's juju. I don't like this. But she's got no other option. She's got nowhere to live. She needs the money, so she stays anyway. This creeped me the fuck out, and I honestly did not see this twist coming. When the twist happened, I was like, bullshit. You're fucking joking me, bitch. I don't, what? Please read this. I don't want to say too much because I went into this quite blind, and I love going into books blind, you know that. I don't want to know nothing about what I'm reading. There is a sequel. I did start. It's not as good as the first one because I haven't finished it, but I think that's because I'm in a reading slump. This last one I'm going to mention, I'm only mentioning because it's so popular and everyone reads this for their first thriller. And I read it the other day for the first time. And I understand why it's so popular, but I found this really predictable. And a lot of people will find that hard to believe because this is meant to be known for being the most unpredictable thriller ever. This is The Silent Patient. It's so popular, man, so popular. And everyone always says, like, I didn't see the plot twist coming. I did, I totally did. But in saying that, it was still a good read. And if you are looking for a thriller to read and you've never read a thriller before, this is good. This doesn't have any romance in it though. Well, it's kind of like a marriage in trouble trope in a sense, if you want to chuck tropes into these books. Marriage in trouble, okay? We've got a psychotherapist who has a fascination with this specific case about this woman who murdered her husband. When she was charged with the murder, she went mute, okay? So she hasn't spoken since her husband has been murdered. So she gets placed in like a psych ward situation and she's heavily doped up, and he is just really curious, and it's just like, what the fuck, I need to know. Like, I need to know what happened to this woman because her history doesn't line up with her murdering her husband. So he ends up getting a job at this hospital and he's determined to get her to speak again. As I said, predicted the ending, the twist, though I didn't predict how it was going to line up, okay? So do with that what you will, girlfriend, and read The Silent Patient if you would like to. It's very creepy because, I don't want to say creepy, but it gives you a little bit of a weird feeling because it is dealing with mental illness in a psych ward. This is my order of how I would tell you guys to read these books, okay? Verity, Housemaid, Wife Upstairs, Perfect Marriage, then The Silent Patient. Okay? Read them in that order if you're going to read any of them at all. So that is it for today's video. They're all the thrillers that I loved and thoroughly enjoyed. If you're a thriller bitch, let me know in the comments. Give me suggestions, okay? Because I am writing a list and I'm going to tick them all off, bitch. I can't wait to make more thriller videos. There's just something about them, and I'm just searching for more punch in my books these days, okay? I feel like romance is so saturated right now. Like, there's too many books, too many authors. I don't know who the fuck is who, what's up, what's down anymore when it comes to romances. So I want to kind of focus on a different genre, and thrillers, as I said, I quite enjoy, and I like these ones. So if you have any suggestions, they don't have to be romantic suspense, just thrillers in general, really good ones. And please, I don't like third person thrillers, okay? I can read third person on the occasion if the story is good, but not when it comes to thrillers. I need to be in their mind. I need to feel like I am them. So when the twists happen, I'm like, my heart stops, okay? I want to have a fucking cardiac arrest when I'm reading these books, all right? I want to be creeped the fuck out. I want to be scared. I want to be scared to look down the hallway in the middle of the night when it's dark, because if I look down there, the boogeyman might be there. That's the vibes I'm looking for, but I don't want like horror, because someone suggested horror to me and I was like, me reading horror? And also no like paranormal thrillers. Anything to do with ghosts, peace bitch, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry that I'm not uploading a lot right now. It's just so hard. It's so hard, man, to film at home with the baby. I think I've finally come to terms with the fact that I can't. I've tried for months to do this, and though on the occasion he will allow me to film, it's not as easy. So I need to start like doing it on the weekends and stuff, which is what I'm doing right now because I've got the house to myself. Yes, bitch. Yes. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!